it would be better to have a really creative team of people that understands what captivates people's minds and their hearts and really invigorates their spirit to be like, wow, that was a really powerful ad, where the ad itself gets press because it's so impactful, rather than these kind of boilerplate kind of junk ads that are, anybody could come up with, a chat bot could come up with, and then it just kind of falls flat, and they're spending like $1 million to pump that ad everywhere on TV, where the consultants that get kickbacks, are like, oh, this was great. There's just a lot of weird incentives in the sector of PR and campaigns, and whether it's in politics or private sector, it doesn't really change. And I see that people are not really doing true storytelling. They're just paying to have these like popsicle stick type rhetoric placed. And it's going to fall flat, and you're not going to see results from that. When you look at PR, it's basically relationship building with as many publics as you can possibly have. And, if you operated your friendships or any type of relationships, family, what have you, the way that some people do PR, I mean, it's very shallow. Whereas if people really understand you as a person or you as a company, and, a mistake happens or what have you, there's more to fall back on. So ultimately, public relations is really building up trust and relations with whatever audiences on behalf of the company. And, I tell people this kind of joke all the time. It was a comic I saw when I was in my undergrad. And it basically says, advertising is you telling everybody in the world that you're looking for a date. And then marketing is figuring out, okay, who would date me? I'm going to go ask them. And then PR is finding their best friend or somebody else to say, hey, you should date them. They're great, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, oh, okay. So PR is having validation from an external source point, usually the media. And when you're doing paid placement, you lose that validation because it's clear that it's just coming from you. And so public relations, you don't want to seem like you're just trying to spin a message, and you really shouldn't even be spinning anything. You should just be communicating what you want. I mean, there's always a way to say anything about everything. So I think people get lost in this sea of considerations of what PR is, and most of it's very faulty. And so I think that's why a lot of people fail.